Well, hello there, and welcome, folks, to another episode of 162 Times, your daily baseball recap and preview show. I'm your host, Daniel Turner, coming to you live on a sunny Saturday afternoon from Ottawa, bringing in the action from the Mariners and the Rangers last night, recapping the out-of-town scoreboard, seeing where things stand vis-a-vis the wild card in the divisional race, and previewing tonight's Game 2 between the Mariners and Rangers from Globe Life Field, which will go at 7:05 Eastern tonight. So last night, the Mariners took Game 1 by a score of 8-2, beating the Rangers, moving to 79 and 75 second in the West. The Rangers 73 and 81 third in the West. George Kirby got his 13th win of the year, 3.60 ERA on the season. It was the reliever Leiter, 0-3 now, 9.75 ERA, who took the loss. Mariners had 10 hits for 8 runs. Rangers had 9 hits for 2 runs and 3 errors. Pitching lines, Kirby, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 Ks. Jacob deGrom started for the Rangers. He only went 3 innings in his second start of the year. 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 Ks, and a homer given up, 1.35 ERA for him. Leiter then went 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, 6 of them earned, 2 walks, 5 Ks, and 2 homers. And Matt Festa went 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 walk. Thornton did an inning out of the bullpen for the Mariners, giving up a hit, a walk, and striking out 1. Chargois had a clean inning, and Bazardo gave up 3 hits in his inning of work, but no damage done. So 5 strikeouts for Mariner pitching, 10 strikeouts for Texas pitching, but 4 walks to 1 walk for Texas pitching. Texas was 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They left 6 on base. Mariners were 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They left 8 on base. Robles stole a base. But in terms of scoring, it started with a Josh Rojas blast in the third, 1-0. Bottom of 4, Nathaniel Lowe singled in Josh Smith and Adolis Garcia to make it 2-1 Texas. But top of 5, Julio, 3-run homer, scoring J.P. Crawford, Victor Robles, and himself, restored the lead to 4-2. Top of 7, Julio kept it going with a 2-run shot to right field with Victor Robles on base, made it 6-2. Then top of 8, Josh Rojas got a sac fly, scoring Justin Turner to make it 7-2. And Victor Robles also got a sac fly, scoring Dylan Moore to make it 8-2, which was your final. Excellent work by the Mariners in this one. Great to see Julio producing 5 RBI on a 3-for-5 night with 2 runs. Robles 2-for-4, 2 runs. A bunch of guys with hits. All right, in terms of the scoreboard, how did this impact things? Well, the Cubs beat the Nationals 3-1 in the National League. No impact there. The Reds beat the Pirates 8-3. The Rays beat the Blue Jays 1-0. The Orioles beat the Tigers 7-1. That was the best news on the night. The Tigers then dropping a game out of the wild card and 1 game behind in front of the Mariners. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. The Twins, unfortunately, managed to beat the Red Sox at home in 12 innings. So many opportunities for the Red Sox to win that game, but they couldn't get it done. It was a 4-2 final. The Phillies beat the Mets 12-2 in the National League. The Marlins beat the Braves 4-3 in the National League. The Astros beat the Angels 9-7, so no ground made up in the division. The Giants beat the Royals 2-1. That's helpful in some scenarios in the wild card, the Royals losing. The Diamondbacks beat the Brewers 7-4 over in the National League. The Guardians beat the Cardinals 5-1. Guardians are so far ahead it doesn't matter. The Padres beat the White Sox in 10 innings 3-2. The Yankees beat the Athletics 4-2 in 10, and the Dodgers beat the Rockies 6-4. So, lot going on as we get into, before we get into tonight's game, we'll just recap what that all means. So divisionally, the Mariners still remain 5 games behind the Houston Astros, who are 84 and 70, the Mariners 79 and 75. They do play 3 games against each other very soon, but the Astros are going to have to lose some games if that's going to change outside of the Seattle series, and Seattle will probably have to sweep that series if they want to win the division. Wild card is much more interesting. So in the American League, the Orioles hold a 5-game lead in the wild card. They're probably going to make the playoffs with that. Next are the Kansas City Royals, who have a 1-game cushion in the wild card at 82 and 72. The Twins are in the final wild card spot at 81 and 73, courtesy of their win last night. They are now 1 game up on the Detroit Tigers, who are 80 and 74. They lost last night, and 2 games up on the Mariners, who are 79 and 75, and they won last night. Incidentally, Seattle has a plus 50 run differential, which is better than Minnesota's plus 36 or Detroit's plus 34. The Royals have a plus 97 differential, very, very solid. In the National League, for those interested, the Padres have a 3-game cushion. The Diamondbacks have a 1-game cushion. The Mets hold the final wild card spot. And the Braves are 2 games out of the wild card. Shocking. Would not have thought that. Cubs are 6 games out. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to catch up. All right. So how does that fare for the Mariners? Well, it means they got to win tonight's tilt at Globe Life. We do not have the lineups yet, but we know it'll be Emerson Hancock, the righty for the Mariners, starting in place of Luis Castillo. He's 3-4 this year, 4.83 ERA, 33 Ks in the season. He'll be going up against future Hall of Famer Max Scherzer, also a righty, who's 2-4 this season, 3.95 ERA and 40 Ks. So 2 guys who haven't pitched that much this year. Probably advantage Scherzer just on paper given his overall record. J.P. Crawford hits Scherzer well. In 7 at-bats, he's batting .429 against him. Justin Turner has a .308 average against Scherzer in 13 at-bats. But a bunch of the Texas guys, Wyatt Langford, Nathaniel Lowe, Josh Smith, all bat well against Emerson Hancock. So, listen, let's roll out a good lineup. Let's have a good game and try and win another ball game. Orioles are still playing the Tigers. Red Sox are still playing the Twins. Astros are still playing the Angels. So as it stands, this is how the Saturday and Sunday series will go. And these are very, very important. So we want a Red Sox win, an Orioles win, and of course a Mariners win. Have a good evening.